Here's a short little video of some of the kit that I use on my camping trips. I'm not going to go into too exclusive detail about any of the pieces that I use, just the generality of it. Um, when it comes down to the shelter configurations that I use, I have a truck bed tent that I purchased. It's called a Joy Tudis. Um, Works out perfect in my little Ford Ranger. I also have a, teepee style tent that I purchased for separate from the truck type of a camp. And I also have a little bivy tent. That could come into play if I do long distance trip. With the addition of the awning on my truck, that bivy tent would work out really good. So yeah, these are just some of the things that I find are essential for camping, and I tried to go as cheap as I can because, well, for one, I'm old and I really don't need to be spending a whole bunch of money on camping stuff, but I do. And it's something that I'm not really sure how far out I'll go with it. Plus, it's nice to have around because you just never know when you might need something. So, anyways, hope you enjoy this kit video. It's just kind of like I said, a review of essential things you need, and not the products themselves. So, cheap works for me. And as long as you take care of the stuff, it does work out for you. Um, I don't have backpacking stuff per se, but that's not the kind of camping that I'm doing. So I hope you enjoy the video. Hope you get something out of it. And remember, be kind to those out there that are camping too. And remember, pack it in, pack it out. Always clean up your campsite. Don't leave something for somebody else to find or get into. Have a good day. So we've all seen these. It's a nice little handy burner for quick water boil or to fry something up early in the morning so you don't have to have a big fire and wait for it to cool down or whatever. These things are kind of useless, but they're there. These things are a nuisance. They're in the way. And I got my spirit burner in there right now, but you can use wood, you can use all kinds of things. And there we go. And just like that, she's lit. But I just wanted to show some of the stuff that I'm using. I made my own pot rest so that I can take this screen off. I can put these through the 2 holes I drilled, and just like that I got a pot rest for my cup. Works very well. They're pretty much an unbranded stove. That's what it says right there on the bag. Wood burning stove. And then I personally made this for myself, and that black bag, everything folds up and goes down into it, slides down into my pouch here. The representation on the front there is a log burning fire, but it didn't show up as well as I had hoped. But that's how I keep track of it. And we got some heat coming off of it, so don't mind me. I'm just gonna have a doggimus of hot and just show you that they do work. I'm going to go through a few other little pieces of kit that I have. This isn't very expensive. I couldn't quote you what the price was that I paid on it, but I'll say it was less than 20 bucks. And on Amazon, you'll find a lot of stuff like this. Cheaper prices. I know they're not the big brand names and the super bushcrafter names that you all see on these videos and stuff, but I'm showing that you can get away with cheaper gear as long as you treat it right. So, ooh, flames are going. Okay, so that's one piece. It's a small burner, and I'm using a spirit burner on top of that, so my flame is kind of concentrated in the center. So yeah, I gotta move them around a little bit, but it's doing a good job. That didn't take very long, and like they say, proof's in the pudding. So here we go. Mmm. Good hot dogs. Dime a dozen. No name brands. So many to choose from. I have seen so many of them that just are like, that's total genius. Backpacker stoves that are fold down to like quarter of an inch thick, flat. Some that are so fiddly, but once you get them assembled, they're amazing cook systems. Cheap, works. Uncle Dick is good. Gee, that was all bun. Okay, they're skinny hot dogs, but they're good. Another interesting little piece of kit that I want to share is my fire pit. It comes in that black bag right there, and it's one of those fold flat things. It's not one of them expensive ones. It's rather cheap made, Chinese stamped, whatever. But I think everybody should at least invest in a backup. Um, they're a great little system. I'll show it to you here. It comes in this bag. It's got a shoulder strap, more or less. And then pop it open. Stove is in there. Don't look real big. But hang on. There's nothing fiddly about this. You pull it straight out. Put your fire bowl in there. There's an ash pan that goes in the bottom. Helps form it up. There's an actual fire grate. Helps keep the form up. And then there's this grate. Now this grate works two ways. You can do it like this. Lay it down over the fire and cook that way. Or you can have it raised like this. It's a little bit tweaked because it's been burnt with a little bit already. But you got space that you can feed wood in and still be able to cook. So yeah, pretty inexpensive. The really, really nice ones are better, I'll guarantee you. But there's nothing wrong with something like this. Everybody should have something like this for a backup if you're truck camping, RV camping, or something like that. And if you're wild camping especially. So yeah, really quick. It just all folds back down. And yes, it's sooty and my fingers are getting black, but ain't no thing. Back in the bag. Also in the bag, I carry this expandable grate. Really very simple. You just set it across the unit. You've got a way bigger area to be able to reach in there and feed it wood and stuff. So yeah, I'll put that up. And a bellows tube, and it's 4 sections like this. Really. And your basic tongs, fork, spatula, barbecue set. These also work real well as wood turners, fire feeders, but you're camping. Okay, so there's another little piece. And I like them both, I really do. Like I said, cooking at dinner with a good fire going, good coals, this is great. In the morning you get up, you don't want to have a big fire or mess with waiting or around for it to cool down, all this stuff. And they cool down really quick once you empty them out. This is great. And spirit burner, gas burner, or wood, these are great. So, a couple more pieces. My next little bit here is a bag full of grills and grates. Now these aren't anything fabulous. These are just little bits and pieces I found at the local Salvation store. I made a bag for them. I can carry it. Put a zipper in it, which I need to reinforce. But it's just things that I've found at the local store. They're really nice fine grate there. There's a pan. There's kind of a old air fryer pan. I got another just little pan there. And this one this was just a flat grate, and I bent these legs on it so that I could put this over a bed of coals and it'd be raised off the coals and give me a flat surface to put my pan on. Everything in here is all secondhand stuff that I picked up at thrift stores, so there's not a lot of money in it. I got more time and money in that bag than I do in those grades, but just a little something extra to have. And like I want to stress too is I'm not carrying this stuff. This is not backpacking equipment. This is truck camping equipment. And if I have to carry it more than 20 feet, I park too far away. So there's some more of my kit. And here's one of my behemoth pieces of equipment. I made this box to carry this around in because it has a glass door, and I wanted to protect it as best I could. But it's just like one of them little Coleman ovens. There's that glass door, glass on the thermometer, folds out. I'll set it up, show you. So I do like to bake. Fresh biscuits, calzones, pizzas, whatever. And these little ovens are great. Now, when you look at them, there's holes all over. Heat escapes through those holes. I got one of those heat shields that fits right over the top of this thing. The not a heat shield, a wind shield, one of those accordion collapsible wind shields that fits right over the top of this thing. And I drape it down both sides across the top and set it on top of my little gas burner stove, and this thing really works good. Now, one of the things that I've learned is that the most efficiency people find is to use a pizza stone. A little goober on my pizza stone. Anyways, you use these pizza stones, and I might have to drop this down to get it in, but get it right back up in there in the middle. Centrally located. Put too much weight on it. It popped out. We're back to business. So, pizza stone right in the middle. And you just watch your temperature gauge. They are relatively controllable. I know when I'm using it, I start off on high. I want it to get warmed up fast. Works well with that stone in there because that stone retains the heat. And of course, if you're going to have pizza, you need a pizza peel. Fits perfect. And I didn't even try. I just cut that thing out of a piece of wood that I had, and I said, yeah, that's a pizza peel. Oh well. Anyways, another little bit of kit I've got my trays that I can bake in there. I've got muffin tins, and I've got a pie tin, and I've got a bread loaf pan. It's a real small one, but works really well. And again, like I said, I'm camping in a truck. I ain't packing this thing. So hope you like that. One of the things about my personal adventure here is I'm into crafts and stuff. I've always been a woodworker and dabbled in a bunch of other things. This is a really poor example of my work, but my machine was really giving me fits, and the pizza peel was an add-on, so it wasn't really planned for this, but it works. And this is my utility roll for my kitchen utensils. Now, believe it or not, outside of this thing right here, I made all this stuff. No, wait a minute, I take that back. This spatula that I burn up is bamboo. I did not make this. This is something that I just bought, but it's a nice spatula, and bamboo does burn. This, just a little spoon, and these are not done out in the bushcraft. These are done in my shop. I don't want anybody to think that I'm out there whittling these things, because yes, I do manipulate them with a knife, but for the most part, they're done in my shop. It's my spatula, one of them. Here's another little spoon. spoon with a rest on the end of it there. Nice little soup spoon bowl with a rest. I like this spatula. It worked really well for me. A little goober on it there. And then of course, wasn't really made for it, but a pizza peel. This right here, I cut with a handsaw, a Stanley crosscut handsaw. And it wasn't the easiest thing in the world to do, but it works. So yeah, that's just another little kit. I had plans to put some hooks on it so I could put it up on a line or something like that, but I just haven't gotten around to that part yet. I don't know how many people are still into these kerosene paraffin lanterns or whatever, but they got glass chimneys in them, and they're vulnerable to being broke. So I came up with these. All they are is just a piece of foam inside of a bag with a strap on it. And once it's set, you can just pull it off like that. But you can see that glass. You're trying to protect that. Now, don't pay any attention to these. These were a catastrophe. I ordered them online. I thought they were a novelty. Turned out they really were. You couldn't burn these things. They started flaring out here and going down around here and burning off fuel that was around the... I just about completely freaked out when they started burning like that. But anyways, it's not about these lanterns. These lanterns are junk. In fact, if you can see it, there's a little LED bulb down in there. It's one of those little candle bulbs from the dollar store. And yeah, you have to pull it out of there to turn it on and everything, but actually kind of cute. So, this right here, all these are just a square little bag. And I cut a piece of foam that fits in there. And when it came to closing the end, I folded it inside itself, put a tack along there, and then went out to the edge and put a tack along there. These were added when I first put the bag together. And then it's just got a little thread through lockdown, strap tension. Like I said, once it's formed up, it's right back down on there. It protects the chimney. So that's just a little protective piece of equipment that I got there. Ooh, the UPS man just showed up. Look what I got. Well, if you didn't know, now you do. Do. So if you know, you know. Now, for the rest of the story. This actually happened to me on my wild camp. I went out and did some, spicy food. Let's just say that. I did some spicy food. Man, it was really spicy. They told me at the store it was spicy, but I had to have it anyways. So the next day, with my tent up and everything, this wasn't an issue at all. I took care of myself in the morning. Everything was fine. Took my tent down, was in the process of getting ready to take my awning down off of my truck and pack it away and drive on out of there. 45 minutes to home. But Mother Nature wouldn't let me. So I ended up dropping the ends of my tarp. It goes out 19 feet, so there was a lot of canvas to put down around me and put my little bucket down underneath. So I got in there, tried to bunch myself up in this thing up against my truck as close as I can, try to be concealed because I'm right on the edge of a road. And I did my business. I'm taking care of the paperwork. And all of a sudden the wind comes in and just goes like this and blows it. And I'm sitting there with my pants down around my ankles out in the open. So this will be the last thing that goes down at camp. And I'm going to appreciate it. Like I said, I'm truck camping. I don't have to carry it very far. I like it. It's nice. Hey, it even came with, look at this. Even came with pegs and guy lines, just in case you just have a total blowout, I guess, or something. It even has a floor for it. And I'm tempted to just sew it right in, but we'll see. Oh, one thing that I do know I need to figure out, it needs a toilet paper holder. I'm just thinking a cord, some kind of toggle go through the tube. I don't know, we'll figure it out. But yeah, I am not I'm not gonna have that last minute panic anymore. I'm gonna have this ready to go. So that's just another little piece of kit.